In this video, we're going to go through proper squat technique. We're going to start at the beginner level, looking at body weight, and then I'm going to show you how you can progress to get 100 kg on the bar once you've got your technique dialed in. Now, at its real regressed level, if someone is struggling with the squat, I would start with a high box with counterweight. The counterweight will just increase stability and balance and make life easier for the individual, and all they're looking to do is just come down, counterweight out in front, gentle touch, and it can come back up. Now, I'd be at the side watching them do the squat as they're getting their movement dialed in. All I'd look to do is just take away one play at a time, and I would get them to do the same thing, just squat down, gentle touch, and then come back up. The goal in the end is to get them to the least parallel, ideally below. So this is below for me, so counterweight in front. So we're looking to get them to roughly this position. Now, the key coaching points that we're looking for at this bottom position is make sure the weight stays evenly distributed on the foot. Your toes will point out at about 5 to 1. Just make sure that your knees are tracking over your toes, and try and keep your torso as upright as possible, so keeping your chest up and your shoulder blades retracted in that position. Now, I forgot to say, if I see someone struggling with mobility, all I'll get them to do is come down and do a squat hold. So, for example, say they were struggling in this position and they couldn't get any lower, I would just get them to come down and I would get them to hold it as long as they possibly can. Okay, this is a really great way of developing work capacity in the quads. It's also a really great way to develop mobility in this squat position. And I would just get them to hold it for as long as they can. And then if they came back up, I'd probably get them to do a few reps of that. And then over time, that'll help their mobility big time. Once they have their bodyweight squat dialed in, this is a good time to start adding external load. Now, the goblet squat works really well here because the weight's on the front of the body. It gives the individual feedback to keep their torso nice and upright. So it looks like this. You just have the dumbbell placed high on the chest, and then same process, just coming down. If they don't keep the torso upright, obviously the weight will fall forward, their balance will tip forward. So it's a really good exercise just to get them used to that positioning in there. Now, because we've added external load to the individual, this is a really good time to teach them proper breathing and bracing strategies using the Valsalva Manoeuvre. Now, the Valsalva Manoeuvre looks like this. All you do is take a big deep breath into your belly. You're looking to seal it off at the throat, and you're looking to exhale against this closed airway. Okay, so it looks like this. Now, when you do this, you'll feel your abdominals contract. You want this, and you want this increase in intra-abdominal pressure. This is going to help stabilize your spine. Now, you want this on the back squat, but you also want this for all of your lifts that you do in the gym. It stabilizes your spine and also increases your performance to get more load on the bar. Now, this is an example of using the Valsalva Manoeuvre in the Goblet Squat. So, all I would do is just take the breath out at the top, reset, and then go again. As much as I love the Goblet Squat, there does become a point where it becomes quite tough to load, getting the dumbbell to the actual chest and hold. So the next logical step is to introduce the individual to the barbell. Now, again, I'd probably introduce the individual to the front squat first of all, because the weight's on the front. It just gives them feedback as to keep their torso nice and upright while they're squatting. Now, there's a few different grips that you can take with the front squat. I generally go for the front rack position just because this feels the most secure on my shoulders. I also do a lot of Olympic lifting as well, so it just makes sense for that transfer through. So all you would do is you would take a thumbs grip from the end of the knurling. You just take your elbows through, get the bar to sit onto the shoulders in this position, and it would be exactly the same process you've learned in the Goblet Squat. In that position. Now, I appreciate a lot of people will probably have tight wrists, tight upper back, lats, external rotators, so this might not be the best grip for you. The next alternative would be the cross grip. Now, the cross grip, you would take your hand, your thumb on the inside, put the other hand across the top, and then same process, get it on the shoulders. The final option is you can put some straps on the bar. Again, this is a good short-term solution. However, long-term for me, I don't actually find it as secure as the load starts to get as heavy. But it may work for you in the short term while you're working on mobility on certain areas. And all it would be is same process from there. You would just lift your arms up to the front. and that might just take away some of the mobility issues in the short term. Finally, I'd move on to the back squat. Now, this is a little bit trickier to learn than the front squat, just because the weight is now on the back. But if you've gone through all those simple processes that I've gone through earlier in this video, this next stage should be pretty easy from there. For me, I usually take a bit of thumbs grip from the end of the knurling. I like to keep my thumb over the top of the bar. For me, that just helps to keep the wrist in alignment when I put it on the back. Now, ideally, you want your hands in as close as comfortable. The reason for that is it creates a nice shelf for the bar to sit on. It also gives you a nice stable upper back so that when you're driving out of the hole, you've got a good position from there. So you come under, shoulder blades in nice and tight, pull the bar actively down onto you, the Valsalva Manoeuvre, and then lift up. And then you're looking to take 1 or 2 steps back and then just reset yourself. There's no need for you to walk away back here, a million miles away from the racks. Just a couple of steps, get your feet set, and then your processes are exactly the same as what we've talked about earlier in the video. And then same processes, weight evenly distributed on the foot. You're looking to keep the knees tracking over the toes. Actively keep the shoulder blades nice and tight. Imagine you've got a 50-pound note between your shoulder blades, and keep your chest up nice and tall. In terms of adding load to the bar, a single progression model would work really well, which is similar to starting strength. All you would do is, say I hit 3 sets of 5 on 40 kilo, you would add weight the following week, 42.5, 45 kilo. If you hit that weight, you add some more load and you just keep building from there. A double progression model might also work well. I've covered that here. Doesn't really matter. Either of these models are super simple and they would get you pretty strong, pretty fast. So just a quick summary. If someone was really struggling with the squat, I would start with the high box with counterweight. Ultimately, I'm trying to get them to the goblet squat. From there, teaching them proper breathing and bracing strategies before moving into the front squat. And then finally, once they've got the front squat dialed in, I would then move to the back squat. That's just a logical steps that I would take. Now, I wouldn't necessarily leave the back squat to last. It really is highly individual. Sometimes I've taken individuals straight in and I'll go straight to back squat. It just depends. If you need help learning the pistol squat, check out this video here. If you need help with the sissy squat, check out this video here. Thanks for watching.